All right, you guys, it's time for glow up questions with Jazz, period. So this is where I answer some of you guys' questions. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section of the video and I'll make sure to answer them on the next segment. So let's go ahead and get into it. Question number 1. She said, how do I stay consistent when I always quit? How do I stay consistent when I always quit? The first thing I would want you to do is figure out, when do you find yourself quitting? Are you quitting when you're not getting the results that you want in the time frame in which you want them? Do you find yourself quitting because you start talking negatively to yourself, telling yourself that you're not smart, you can't do it? Like, I really want you to figure out, sorry, this got like really loud for no reason. I really want you to figure out why you're quitting. And then once we figure out why you're quitting, I want you to figure out how we can avoid feeling the way that you're feeling when you find yourself quitting. So for instance, let's say you find yourself quitting because you just start second guessing your brilliance and saying things like, oh, I can't do this or I'm not good enough. Okay, so we're gonna stop it right there. That's when you notice that you quit, because those are the things that you're saying to yourself. So instead of saying those things to yourself, I want you to spend 10 minutes telling yourself how amazing you are. And you don't necessarily have to believe it when you first start. And if you are anything like how I used to be, because I used to be very insecure, I didn't believe it. Okay, I was just saying phrases because they told me to. But the more that I started saying those things to myself, the more I started to believe it. And then I stopped all the negative self-talk. So now I never tell myself I'm stupid. I used to say that to myself all the time. I used to tell myself that I was stupid, I'm not good enough, this isn't gonna work. And now I'm always telling myself how smart I am, how amazing I am, how proud of myself I am. And I really believe that. So the things that you guys say to yourself, that's how you show up for yourself. Okay, so we're gonna figure out why you quit. What things are you saying to yourself? Maybe you find yourself quitting because you start hanging around people who have no goals in life. Okay, so then we're gonna find new people to hang around with, or we're just gonna spend more time by ourselves. So that's how I would want you to approach how to stay consistent when you find yourself always quitting. Okay. Next question. She said, how do I stop starting over every Monday? You're gonna stop. You're just gonna stop. Like, I want you to repeat after me. I am no longer going to start on Monday, okay? Moving forward, your life is every day, okay? You don't have to wait for a magical day to start something, okay? If you have an idea to stop eating or to stop drinking soda and it's 2 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon, well, then that's when you're gonna stop. Right there, right when you had that thought. Not, okay, I'm gonna think about it and then I'm gonna start on Monday. No, we're going to eliminate that thought process altogether, okay? Stop telling yourself that you can only start stuff at the beginning of a new week. You can start stuff whenever you come up with the idea, okay? You might have the idea right before bed. All right, cool, we'll write it down and you're gonna implement that first thing when you wake up, okay? We just have to get out of the mindset of Monday is the only day that I can work on my goals, because that's not true. And the quicker you can accept that, the quicker you can actually start working on the thing that you've always wanted to do. Okay? All right. She said, how do I make money online if I don't know what to sell? How do I make money online if I don't know what to sell? Okay. I want you to ask yourself, what things are you good at? What things do you already do? And what things do people ask you for help with that you do for free? Those are the things I want you to ask yourself. Because not only do I want you to make money online, I want you to make money online doing what you love to do. Okay? I am big on monetizing your purpose. Like, what is it that you would love to do all day if you could? If the world was just perfect, there were no problems, you didn't have to stress about money, what would be the thing? What would be the thing that you would love to talk about all day, every day, okay? And you would never get tired of it. Whatever that idea is, whatever that thing is, that's what I want you to sell. Because when you build a business around something that you love to do, one, it doesn't feel like work because you love to do it, and 9 times out of 10, you're gonna do it for free. Number 2, it gives you purpose. Now you have something to wake up to every day that you love. That puts you into your main character energy because you are now creating a life that suits you, that you love, that you jump out of bed for every single day. Now, I'm not sitting here saying you're not going to have problems. Of course, you're going to have problems. We all do. But your energy changes when you get to wake up every day doing what you love. Okay? So I want you to start thinking about those things. And please don't overthink that. And don't start the whole second guessing your brilliance crap that we all do. Ladies, there's something that you already know how to do. We're not going to sit here and act like you boo-boo the fool. There's something that you know how to do. And whatever it is, I don't care how stupid it may seem to some, that's what I want you to sell. Period, point blank. And you can see this for yourself on the internet. People are monetizing the darndest things. So I don't know why you think that you can't, but we're going to let go of that mindset altogether. All right? Now, she said, how do I build routines that actually stick? How do I build routines that actually stick? We're going to crawl before we walk, and we're going to walk before we run. I used to be a go hard or go home type of person. If I can't do it for 10 hours and it's not worth my time, like I used to be that. That is very masculine, by the way. That is very, very masculine. For the longest time, I've been operating in my masculine energy. Now that I'm more calm, more confident, I'm operating in my feminine energy. Ladies, we're going to start small and we're going to crawl before we walk. So maybe, I'm going to just throw out some examples. Maybe you don't move your body at all. You're not active. You are a couch potato, certified. Okay, I used to be one of those too. And you want to start moving your body more. You want to start going on your walks. Maybe you want to spend time in the weight room, whatever it is, right? Okay. I want you to commit, not on Monday. You're going to commit to this now, okay? What I want you to do, we're going to go from 0 minutes of activity to 15 minutes of activity. So if that's going to be 15 minutes of walking, 15 minutes of weights, 15 minutes of getting on the elliptical, whatever it is, we're going to commit to 15 minutes for the next 7 days. 7 days, okay? No, we're not taking a break. It's 7 days, 15 minutes, right? Okay. Once you've gotten used to 15 minutes and it's no longer like, oh, here we go, I gotta do this shit, right? You've already figured out what time of the day you want to do the 15 minutes, right? It's now in your routine for the week. All right, cool. Well, now we're gonna up it to 30 minutes. So we're gonna do 30 minutes of walking, 30 minutes of weightlifting, 30 minutes of Zumba, whatever it is you want to do, right? And that's how we're going to start to build our new routines. We are going to start small and we're going to gradually get larger and larger and larger with it as we get more and more comfortable with it. So we are stepping out of our comfort zone, okay? But in order to get out of the comfort zone, you have to literally get out of the comfort zone. So you're going to do something a little bit different, very small, so it's not like overwhelming, but it's still getting you closer and closer to your goal. That's how we set new routines. And then I promise you, next thing you know, you doing 30 minutes or an hour, whatever it is, it feels like light work. And then once you get used to doing that, now you're going to figure out, okay, what other goals do I have for myself and how can I incorporate working on that goal too? So maybe not only do you want to get active, but you also want to start your online business. Okay, well, which one do you want to start first? Do you want to start your weight loss journey or do you want to start your online business first? Because right now you're not doing either, right? Okay. I'm going to suggest starting with the weight loss first because I just think health is wealth. So, once you start getting more energy, then you'll have the energy to work on your business. But that's just me, okay? So let's say that's the route you decide to go. All right, well, you're going to start by moving for 30 minutes. You're going to start by eating more healthier foods. Once you've gotten a grasp on that and you find yourself doing that consistently every week, then maybe in 30 days, now we're going to start working on not only eating healthy, moving our body, because we already have that locked in, but now we're going to start incorporating working on our business. So now what we're going to do is we're going to spend 15 minutes a day to talking to ChatGPT and figuring out what kind of digital product we're going to sell. Now we're going to spend 15 minutes a day. Maybe we're going to create content, whatever the goal is for you, right? And you're going to stick with that. You're doing your activity. You're doing your healthy eatings. You're just incorporating another small segment, 15 minutes, towards the business or school, whatever it is, okay? And every single week, you're going to up it, right? That's how we build new routines. because you are slowly integrating these new things into your life. And that's how you keep them. The reason why people always start and stop is because ladies, we go into that all or nothing mindset. It really don't get you nowhere. You might be motivated and inspired for 2 weeks, and then you find yourself right back at square one, restarting. So let's take a new path, because that path ain't working. Let's try something different now. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So that's the end of the glow up questions with Coach Jazz. Leave a comment down below, like I said, if you want me to answer any of your questions, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.